Well, hello and welcome to another little dose on this weekend of welcoming the puppy. Oh, I don't know about you, but if you've had a little puppy and come into your house before, it can make you feel really freaking tired. And that's exactly how I feel. Everything in my body just feels really stiff from being down here all the time because he's only such a tiny little baby. So we're going to just take a little bit of a stretchy class today. So I want you to grab your 2 blocks or a chair, and we're going to have a little bit of a stretch and release. Yeah. A little rock of those legs from side to side. Just a little bit of a nice stretch. Nothing too busy. Just a bit of mindful movement and breath today. So I've got my legs kind of about a leg's length apart from each other, and I'm just shifting my hips from side to side. Nothing too crazy, nothing too busy, just shifting hips from side to side. I'm getting a nice stretch into the outer seams of my legs, into the perineals, and I'm also getting a little bit of a stretch into my adductors. Got the blocks there because I haven't got the energy to take my hands all the way down to the floor. Just as a nice, easy little stretch from side to side. Good. Let's just continue here for a couple more reps from side to side. Good. And then when you're ready, you're going to take a little turn to your left and come and find a little runner's lunge on those blocks. I'm going to shift the weight forward and back here. So come into the lunge and then shorten the stance and then straighten. Good stretch for hamstrings and calves, especially the back leg. And then drop back into that runner's lunge. And then stretch back. Exhale. Inhale, breath, step it back. Come into runner's lunge, so you get into psoas. And then shorten the stance as you come into calves and hamstrings. We'll do 2 more. So stretch forward, open up through chest, and then lift the hips and push back. 1 more. Heart pulls forward, and then exhale, breath. Straighten front leg. Nice. Switch over, other side. So right foot forward, left leg back. We take a little stretch forward, get into your hip flexor, left leg. And then stretch back into hamstrings, into pyramid. Hip flexor, psoas. And then exhale, breath, hamstrings and calves. 2 more here. So come down and back. 1 more. Hip flexors and hamstrings and calves. Sit the feet to the top of the mat, use your blocks again, and then on an inhale breath, feet are hips width apart here, so inhale breath, we pour the chest forward, exhale breath as we bow down, stretch the legs as best as you can. Inhale breath, pull the heart forward. Exhale breath. Go 2 more times. Inhale, press and lengthen. Exhale breath, forward. 1 more. Inhale breath. And exhale breath. Just take a little pause there. Bend the knees as much as you need. Let the back of the head, neck and shoulders go. And you could do this on a chair if you're really tight through your hamstrings. And 1 more round of breath here. And out. Good, slowly curl up. Roll the shoulders. Some big arm circles here. So you can take arms forward and up. Arms forward, up and up. Funny, I think he might be actually lying on his back. Forward, up. Nice. Little side stretch, push into the hips. We'll take a little triangle pose there. We'll just warm up side body. And swapping. Oh, to be a puppy, sleep 16, 17, 18 hours a day.
All that growing takes lots of work.
Nice. Grab your yoga blocks. You're going to take your feet about a leg's distance apart now. Turn your right toes towards the short edge of your mat and place your yoga block just inside your front foot. Just place that block down. We'll get to that in a second. And then place the right hand on the block and roll your left arm down. And take a little bit of a rotation. This back hip can roll forward if that's more comfortable for your hips. You're going to drop down and then open out. What I like about this one is you get a bit of mobility into the shoulders, and we're giving these QLs and your side waist extensors a really good stretch here. And then down. And then open. Nice. Head doesn't have to look up towards that top hand. Again, you're just doing the best that you can. If you can't reach that block, you could always modify again with the hand to the chair. That's it, or the hand to the wall. Hand to the wall. Just go for a few more here. Down and open. Nice. One more. Down and open. Hold. Gaze can look to top hand or straight down. Grab hold of that block. Yeah. Pressing the hand into the block and lifting up out of the side waist as best as you can. One or two more breaths. And circle down, around. Oh, let's go other way. That feels nice. I feel a little bit unbalanced, so I'm really ready to do the other side. So, left foot, top of mat, block inside. Roll this top hip if that feels more comfortable for you. Okay, and then we open up. Open, we're going to take a little hold here, so just hold. You've got this beautiful length through the top side body, really lengthen through here. Sometimes actually placing a hand onto the side body, you can give yourself that little tactile cue, pushing that top hip away from the ribs. One more round of breath here. Trikonasana shape here. Circle the arm down and open. Nice. Roll those shoulders. Shake. Oh, give the head a little roll. Very good. Come down onto your back. We'll take a easy supine, easy figure four stretch. So, AKA pigeon pose. So if you ever see me do pigeon in any of the other sequences, this is your go-to if pigeon doesn't feel good or you have funny knees. All right, so we're going to lie down onto our backs. I'm just going to use that block as my pillow. So we lie on down and place your right ankle on top of your left knee. Now this might be enough of a stretch for you if you're tightening your hips. And so when you're ready, place my hands behind my left thigh and draw that shape in towards my chest. Dorsiflex this top foot, which means to bring the toes towards the shin. And you might even practice doing a little point and a flex. Dorsiflexion, plantar flexion. And then you can kind of feel how that changes this stretch for you. Working through a couple more there. And work out where you want to hold the shape for the longest. Take a couple of breaths here. Just enjoy. And then place your left foot to the floor. This time we're going to take the twist over to your right side. Then I'll lift my hips over to the left and then drop that shape over to the right. So now I've got to stretch into the front of my left hip. And here comes Mrs. Digi. Hello, old girl. This is 13.5. Yes. Thank you for coming and visiting. Yeah, thank you. You can do a little squeeze and release of that left glute cheek if that's helpful. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Or just pause. Sometimes when the back kind of goes a bit like, not kind of happy with that, you tuck your tail under, so squeeze your tush a bit more, it'll put the stretch into the front and take out any load or tension in the back. So again, you choose where you want to be in the shape. 4 rounds of breath here. Ready, just come out of that nice and easily. Shift your hips now over to, oh not quite yet, take your left foot, left ankle on top of your right knee. And again, choosing to stay. This might be enough if you really tighten your hips, or you come into shape. And I notice sometimes what can tend to happen is the tailbone lifts up because we're really tight in the hips. So I'd prefer if you worked, you could also, I prefer it if you actually, if you can't anchor the tailbone down to the mat, but you place this foot up on something, either it be on a chair, and then you, or the wall, and you really work on anchoring the tailbone down to the floor. And then this way you're able to actually get right into the glutes. Whereas with when your lumbar's in flexion, i.e. rounded, if you do that now, you'll just notice that there's no stretch at all. But the moment you drop that tailbone down, and hopefully you can see that in my hips, the moment you drop that tailbone down, the more intense the stretch. But it all depends on how tight you are in the hips. You can use a block underneath this leg, either foot, but on the leg that's not crossed over underneath the foot to help you in time be able to lift the legs off the floor, anchor that tailbone down. Oh, and then you get a bit more out of the stretch. A little rock from side to side there. Oh, I'm tight in my hips. 1 or 2 more rounds here. Drop the foot down, tuck the towel under if that works, and drop it over to the left. You're opening up that right arm, squeeze the glute, you'll get a stronger stretch through the front of your right thigh. You can do a little bit of trigger point work in the front of the hip there in psoas. Or just leave it, relax your upper body. Breathe. Last big breath. Ready, come out of that shape. Or rewrite your hips back into the center of your mat. Draw your knees on in. And Now for this last one, if you have a chair handy, which I have, I'm really lucky I've got two, I'm actually going to finish this practice with your legs up on a chair. Or you can take your Buddha Karani. And if you've got a chair to just rest underneath your shins, it can feel really, really delicious. Just take your legs up on the chair. Make a little pillow here for your head. And then just let your legs go. And this is where we'll complete the practice today. You've let your legs rest, can you let the muscles, can you soften them? Just notice deeply where you're holding on. Can you let go? Chest. Give yourself a really big squeeze. And then just gradually make your way onto a side. All the way up into seat, and we'll close our practice together. Sweet. Bring those thumbs to the third eye for the clarity of thinking. And the thumbs to the lips for the truthfulness of the words that we use. And the hands to the heart for love and kindness. Take a breath in. A soft, gentle exhale. Say namaste. Thank you for joining me for your practice today, and well done, and keep up the awesome, excellent work.